smallest of the Earth's continents, occupying a little less than 7% of its total land area. Europe is a land where forests and farm fields abound. It's home to around 745 million people, or roughly 11% of the Earth's total population. The European continent consists of westernmost portion of the huge landmass known as Eurasia, which it shares with the continent Asia. The mainland of Europe is bordered to the south by the Mediterranean Sea, the Black Sea, and the Caspian Sea. It's bounded by the Arctic Ocean to the north and by the Atlantic Ocean to the west. The European Union currently has 28 member states with 24 official languages between them to facilitate internal communications. French, German, English has been adopted as the favored working languages. English is the most spoken language with the whole of the European government, which has led to becoming the default lingua franca. Thus, a new English dialect has developed, Euro-English. What's the most common choice for a second language in Europe? It's not French, not German, not Spanish or Italian. It's English. In Europe, English is the most widely spoken non-native language. 38% of the population speaks English, and in 19 European Union member states, it's the dominant foreign language. On a continent with over 60 indigenous languages and 50 countries, English becomes a common denominator. It started with a politician and bureaucrats from all over Europe who come together at the EU institution in Brussels. Filled with delegates and staffers from all over Europe, they have come to rely on English over the years. The UK also had quite a bit of sway of pushing English as a dominant language. With the host of EU institutions, Euro-English was born. What is Euro-English exactly? Euro-English is also called Globish, are words, phrases, or manners of speaking that non-native English speakers in Europe have developed. These terms are either created from their native languages or from different interpretations of words as native English speakers would use them. In order for us to understand the Euro-English, let us visit their different accents. And we have here the three common English accents in Europe. We have the British accent, the French accent, and the German accent. Let us first visit the British accent. Okay, let's start first with the British accent. So in British accent, there is actually rules that we need to follow. These are the rules in British accent. So the first one is the U sound. It was actually pronounced as EW instead of O in British. So, for example, we do have here the words tune, duty, stupid. So in standard American English, it was actually pronounced as tune, as in O tune. But in British, it was pronounced as tune. Instead of duty, it was pronounced as duty. And for the stupid, it's not stupid, it's stupid. 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 And for the next one is the A sound. It was actually pronounced as A instead of A. For example, can't instead of can't. Plant instead of plant. So the next one is the R sound. Leave the R out, completely omitted, and which means in every words that has R, British actually doesn't pronounce R. For example, the word father. We simply pronounce this as father because that is how actually we read that. But in British, it was actually pronounced as father, mother, together. The next one is the T sound. T is pronounced unlike American English. It becomes a D, such as water, water. But it's water, water, water. But in British, it was actually pronounced as water, water, winter, titanium. So the T sounds is clearly pronounced, unlike the American English that just simply omitted or just pronounced the T silently. Let's proceed with the French English accent. So the first one is the ovular trill. It is the R sound in France. They pronounce it r, r. So instead of pronouncing or saying tray in French, they pronounce it thre, thre, thre. The next one is the TH sound. It was pronounced as zes or izes because in French, they don't have the TH sounds or the So the next one is the H sound. French usually drop the H sound, so if you want the French accent, drop your H's. For example, the word hospital, they didn't pronounce this as hospital. They pronounce it as a l'hôpital. For example, how do I get to the hospital? They pronounce it as how do I get to the l'hôpital? How do I get to the l'hôpital? So let's proceed with the last one, which is the German English accent. So if you want to be very proficient with the German accent, so just remember these things that we do have here. So the first one, or the first indication for the German English accent, is the W and V sounds. Actually, the W and V sounds sounds the same in the German English accent. It actually sounds as V. For example, why is the voice like wine? It actually, they read it as why is the voice like wine? Why is the voice like wine? Why is the voice like wine? So that is how they read it, because W and V are all sounds the same, which is they sounds as V. And the next one is the TH sound. The same with the French accent. TH German English accent doesn't have TH sounds as well. The th. So they pronounce it as z, z. So instead of thank you so much for this, they pronounce it as thank you so much for this. Thank you so much for this. Thank you so much for this. And for the last one is the devoicing. In German English accents, they are actually more breathy and have hissy sounds. For example, I need this big beds. For them, or for the German accent, they pronounce this as I need this big bed. I need this big beds. I need these big beds. Your English accents might not be as similar to Standard English. However, its influence to Europeans created a big impact, especially in the political and business industry. It was just a matter of mutual intelligibility in determining pronunciations. However, Euro English becomes standardized in the next 10 to 15 years. At its heart will always lie a multicultural communication and the ability to express oneself with people from a variety of places. Thank you so much for listening. I hope you guys have learned something. Thank you so much, and God bless us all.